this minimum wage, proposed minimum wage, and I remember that you said that it's a very calibrated, highly phased manner. So could you elaborate more on the timeline and what do you mean by phased? Do you mean like you roll out the specific industries first and before expanding?
I think Leon was the one that was speaking about that, so I think
let's look at it.
So I think the phased timeline for rollout that we considered would be to start the minimum wage, the national minimum wage, at the level of 80% of the average household expenditure on basic needs. So that would be approximately 1,000 Singapore dollars per month of wage, and to phase in increases to that national minimum wage gradually until we reach the full amount of the AHEBN, which right now is at $1,250 per month, and to peg the national minimum wage to the AHEBN thereafter. Now, when you ask a question about what is the timeline and how deliverable, how will that actually work out? Well, I think what we would do is we would take a period of a few years. We have not fixed a timetable to that, but we would increase the minimum wage from 1,000 to 1,250 over that period of time. And as we do that, we would look at the effect on jobs. We would look at the effect on net job creation to ensure that there is no net job destruction as a result of that minimum wage. But we are confident that there will not be, because the level we are proposing is modest, and most of these jobs of those people who are the wage level of 1,000, 1,250 are in what they call the non-tradable sector, the domestic sector, meaning that it is companies that are providing domestic goods and services. Those jobs cannot easily be exported abroad. So we feel that while there could be a change in the productivity mix of those jobs as a result of a national minimum wage, that would be for the good of the economy, there would be no net job destruction.
So when you're rolling out, is it to specific industries first or to all Singaporeans?
So the concept here is that it would be a national minimum wage across industries, so it would be not industry specific.
So right now the government has this progressive wage model, so you might ask how is that different from the progressive wage model? The progressive wage model is targeted at certain industries only, and it has a different approach from a national minimum wage. It is, in fact, the government has never said explicitly that this is a minimum wage, even in that sector. What the PWM is that it combines training with wage increases. So we believe that, as I actually spoke in Parliament about this during the bill where the PWM was introduced, and I mentioned that the PWM introduces a lot of rigidity, much more so than the minimum wage does, because the PWM says that you have to go for a certain number of training hours for different levels, and this is what will qualify you for this wage. What I said that back then was that it imposes a lot more burden on employers to be able to have to not only pay a higher wage, but take them out of their work to go and go for training and attend all these training hours. When some of these low wage industries or low wage work requires more on-the-job training rather than classroom training, so it will be more useful to leave it to employers to decide how they are going to improve the productivity of their own workers, rather than the government dictating what kind of measures they should take to improve productivity. We believe that once the employers are pushed to pay a higher wage up to the minimum wage level, they will adapt, and they will make the best choices for the interests of their business to improve the productivity of their workers so that the productivity matches the wage levels.